Hey, seventh grade, welcome back to First Chapter Friday. Today I'm going to be sharing this fiction book with you as well as a book haul. So we are going to start with the book haul first. So one of my very favorite places to shop for books is Goodwill because books can be really, really expensive. And Goodwill, if you go enough, you can find some amazing books for like a third of the price. So yesterday I went to a Goodwill near my house and I got 5 new books for our classroom library. So I'm going to talk through these. So the first book I want to share with you from this haul is Elsewhere. And it's by Gabrielle Zevin. And this one is one that I have had a lot of students really enjoy, especially students that don't typically love reading. So this one is told from the perspective of 15-year-old Liz. And she's actually dead and she's just not quite ready to move on to the afterlife yet. And so this is from her perspective, kind of looking back at her life and getting ready to move on to whatever the afterlife looks like, but not really feeling ready to let go. So this one is really good if you like the kind of creepy stuff, but it's also really kind of sweet and reflective. The next book in the haul is Resistance by Jennifer Nielsen. She's written a lot of historical fiction books. She just has a very fast-paced style of writing. This one is about Chaya, who is a girl during Nazi occupation in Germany, and she is Jewish, so she is not safe when the Nazis are in power, but she joins what's called the Jewish Resistance. And essentially what she does is she smuggles information and supplies and messages between the ghettos in Nazi Germany where the Jewish people are being forced to live. Things do go terribly wrong though, and she ends up being caught and potentially sent to somewhere she doesn't want to go. So I don't want to give anything away, but Jennifer Nielsen is a great historical fiction author. She's written some other things that you've probably heard of before, but this one is really good. The fourth book in our haul is Monster by Walter Dean Myers. We've actually read something by this author before. So earlier in the year when we were talking about personal narratives, we read something called Bad Boy in our Springboard books, and that was an excerpt from this author's memoir. So Monster is a fiction book by him. It's the same style of writing. It's really good. Our main character is on trial for murder, and Monster is him talking to the people that are part of the trial. It's his journal to help the prosecutors kind of figure out what's going on. So if you don't like typical chapter books, this one's really good because it is so different. Like you switch between his journal and him talking to people and all sorts of things. See, like this is his handwriting right here. So it's very different. And it's just a little bit more exciting. It's more engaging. And it also shows you a lot about the justice system and how it may or may not be fair for everyone. So the next book is one I'm really excited about. I haven't read this yet. This is Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. And Sepetys writes historical fiction. So this one is about Josie, but you may have heard about Between Shades of Grey or Salt to the Sea before. So Out of the Easy is the same author as those. But Josie is growing up in New Orleans. She lives in the French Quarter, and she kind of isn't part of like the acceptable, the proper crowd in society, but there is a murder and she gets asked to kind of help figure it out. And she has to choose between going to college and being part of, this underworld, this underbelly of New Orleans. So again, I haven't read this. I'm not 100% sure where it goes, but I really, really love this author. So I'm excited about this one also. And the last book in our haul is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. I love this book. This is actually our second class copy, but I had to get it because it has his signature in it. So this is a signed copy by Jason Reynolds. He is just a phenomenal author, you guys. He has written just about every kind of book you can possibly think of, nonfiction, verse, fiction, all of it, short stories. And Long Way Down is about a boy whose older brother is shot and killed. And the entire story takes place when the main character is in an elevator and he's deciding how he's going to handle the death of his brother. But one of the things I really love about this book is it's all written in verse. So it's all short poems. Each chapter is a different, very, very short poem. Some of them are just like a couple of lines. So this is fantastic. If books in the past have been kind of overwhelming for you. Long Way Down is really poignant. It's really deep. It will make you emotional probably, but at the same time, it's not overwhelming to look at, right? Because you're just reading like a very short poem at a time. And the story is seriously amazing. Jason Reynolds is a fantastic author. So read this book if you haven't read it already. I also am going to be doing another book haul soon when the books come in. But I got the graphic novel version of this book. So we will be keeping an eye out for that one too. So that was our haul. All of those books are now available for you to check out. If you want them, I can absolutely help you get a hold of them. Just let me know which one you would like. For our First Chapter Friday today, we are going to be reading Fish in a Tree by Lynda Mullaly Hunt. And this one is a realistic fiction novel. So this means that it's not real, but it could take place in our lifetimes right now. So Fish in a Tree, the main character's name is Allie. And Allie is not a good kid, right? Like she's a good person, but at school she's kind of stereotyped as that kid you got to watch out for. She acts out, she gets in trouble, she doesn't do her work, things like that. But what people don't know is the reason she kind of acts up at school is because she can't read and she doesn't want anybody to know. So Fish in a Tree is about her realizing that she's not dumb. There's actually something else going on. And then she meets this teacher who's one of those people who can really see what you're good at and is really encouraging. And so when Allie meets this teacher, things start to change for the better for her. All right, so we're going to read the first chapter. The first chapter is called In Trouble Again. It's always there, like the ground underneath my feet. Well, Allie, are you going to write or aren't you? Mrs. Hall asks. If my teacher were mean, it would be easier. Come on, she says. I know you can do it. What if I told you that I was going to climb a tree using only my teeth? Would you say I could do it then? Oliver laughs, throwing himself on his desk like it's a fumbled football. Shay groans. Allie, why can't you just act normal for once? Near her, Albert, a bulky kid who's worn the same thing every day, a dark t-shirt that reads Flint, sits up straight, like he's waiting for a firecracker to go off. Mrs. Hall sighs. Come on now, I'm only asking for one page describing yourself. I can't think of anything worse than having to describe myself. I'd rather write about something more positive, like throwing up at your own birthday party. It's important, she says, so your new teacher can get to know you. I know that, and it's exactly why I don't want to do it. Teachers are like the machines that take quarters for bouncy balls. You know what you're going to get, yet you don't know, too. And she says, all that doodling of yours, Allie, if you weren't drawing all the time, your work might be done. Please put it away. Embarrassed, I slide my drawings underneath my blank writing assignment. I've been drawing pictures of myself being shot out of a cannon. It would be easier than school, less painful. Come on, she says, moving my lined paper toward me. Just do your best. 7 schools in 7 years, and they're all the same. Whenever I do my best, they tell me I don't try hard enough. Too messy, careless spelling, annoyed that the same word is spelled different ways on the same page. And the headaches. I always get headaches from looking at the brightness of dark letters on white pages for too long. Mrs. Hall clears her throat. The rest of the class is getting tired of me again. Chairs slide, loud sighs. Maybe they think I can't hear their words. Freak, dumb, loser. I wish she'd just go hang by Albert, the walking Google page, who'd get a better grade than me if he just blew his nose into the paper. The back of my neck heats up. I don't get it. She always lets me slide. It must be because these are for the new teacher and she can't have one missing. I stare at her big stomach. So did you decide what you're going to name the baby? I ask. Last week we got her talking about baby names for a full half hour of social studies. Come on, Allie. No more stalling. I don't answer. I mean it, she says, and I know she does. I watch a mind movie of her taking a stick and drawing a line in the dirt between us under a bright blue sky. She's dressed as a sheriff, and I'm wearing black and white prisoner stripes. My mind does this all the time. Shows me these movies that seem so real they carry me away inside of them. They're a relief from my normal life. I steal up inside, willing myself to do something I really don't want to do, to escape this teacher who's holding on and won't let go. I pick up my pencil and her body relaxes, probably relieved that I've given in. But instead, knowing she loves clean desks and things just so, I grip my pencil with a hard fist and scribble all over my desk. Allie, she steps forward quick. Why would you do that? The circular scribbles are big on top and small on the bottom. It looks like a tornado, and I wonder if I meant to draw a picture of my insides. I look back up at her. It was there when I sat down. The laughter starts, but they're not laughing because they think I'm funny. I can tell that you're upset, Allie, Mrs. Hall says. I am not hiding that as well as I need to. She's such a freak, Shay says in one of those loud whispers that everyone is meant to hear. Oliver is drumming on his desk now. I fold my arms and stare up at her. That's it, Mrs. Hall finally says, to the office, now. I wanted this, but now I'm having second thoughts. Allie, huh? Everyone laughs again. She puts up her hand. Anyone else who makes a sound gives up their recess. The room is quiet. Allie, I said to the office. I can't go see our principal, Mrs. Silver, again. I go to the office so much, I wonder when they'll hang up a banner that says, Welcome, Allie Nickerson. I'm sorry, I say, actually meaning it. I'll do it, I promise. She sighs. Okay, Allie, but if that pencil stops moving, you're going. She moves me to the reading table next to a Thanksgiving bulletin board about being grateful. Meanwhile, she sprays my desk with cleaner, glancing at me like she'd like to spray me with cleaner, scrub off the dung. I squint a bit, hoping the lights will hurt my head less. And I try to hold my pencil the way I'm supposed to instead of the weird way my hand wants to. I write with one hand and shield my paper with the other. I know I better keep the pencil moving, so I write the word why over and over from the top of the page to the very bottom. 1, because I know how to spell it right, and 2, because I'm hoping someone will finally give me an answer. And that's the end of our first chapter. So if you enjoyed the first chapter of Fish in a Tree, please let me know. I will be happy to help get that to you. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.